Regardless of their race, not engage in the use of violence in any form, whether it is by other spectators, team officials, including coaches or players. Do not engage in discrimination, harassment or abuse in any form, whether lawful or otherwise, including whether lawful, use of obscene or offensive language or gestures, the incitement of hatred or violence, partaking in racism or racism. Comply with football Victorian conditions of entry at all venues, not carry light or throw flares or missiles, including on the field of play or at other spectators. Not enter the field of play or its surrounds without lawful authority, and conduct himself in a manner that enhances rather than injures the reputation and goodwill of Football Victoria, Football Federation Australia and Football Family. Any person who does not comply by code, or who in the opinion of the club and or Football Victoria cause or attempts to cause, or is reasonably likely to cause disturbance venue, conflict venue, and ban from attending future matches held on behalf of Football Victoria. Any offender who then breaches the ban order against him may be charged with trespass and subject to further penalties sanctions, including the possibility of legal action.
Oh, you didn't realise what you meant. Sorry, you're touching it. Sorry.
Very gentleman.
Apologies.
I thought you were saying hello.
Yeah, I didn't realise you wanted to go there.
You're just speaking with all women.
Oh yeah. I mean, it sounds like you excuse, but no, no, it's not.
We see you somewhere, we come in like
I was at work. There wasn't enough. I found out. It was very late.
oh, but that's what no, we can't
There you go, Marcus. Yeah, we'll see you. Good? Oh, back up. Now. I'm more here. Huh? Nah, mate.
Welcome everyone to John. On the night, the brace to Bruno Fornaroli and one to Jing Reese sealed a 3-0 win for victory. But with more than 1,500 fans watching on, football was the real winner in Shepparton. But while 6 months moments ago was for show. This one is strictly business. Gully approaches the game. NPL ladder of the middle draw with Team Magic. 3-0 win over the Melbourne Knights.
One level lower. Let's see, sir. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. It's not starting. You're a big boy. I thought you were a big boy.
Shape with the AFL.
It's weird.
Dugout. Took over the reins over the off-season and is leading the charge as Gully celebrates its 70th year as a club. One decorated performer in Norwich City Academy player. And CV also includes coaching stints at Pascoe Vale, Taylor Thunder and Bentley Greens. Danny Grasikowski on the board. Short. Striding forward. Side in the stripes. Mayor of Gully. Side with just the two dogs. Reigning Victoria gold medalist. To do it is to make it back-to-back medals. Competition is Joe Guest at the Cannons. Came back in the net last night. This guy's so far in the competition. Out wide to Bennett O'Bane. Jets it, then low forward, and just cut out though. Just in the ball again from the stroke. Really sparring for the victory as you expect. He's soaking up the possession. Now he's down to Diva. Knocking the ball around. Wall win the football. Striding forward here. To Wall. To take on his man back to the side. Over incisive ball. Once they start passing, spot in the box. Forward to the main area. Nice stuff from John Vietnamesis. Calls for a penalty. And Devin referee waves that one away. Just a warning sign there. I'm not sure for a penalty. There's a weak one. Referee's just made that one away.
7 minutes in the game. The game started.
Somewhere in the local match, here in Sheffield, starting the match, but the end of about 45 minutes away, in the town of Cobram, in Melbourne City's Academy, across to victory. The one professional appearance for the club has been from the start in the NPLC, he's dropping down to the state's top club. He does feature tonight. All around, Boston to drive through.
I would check the shit out.
Gully just starting to creep a little bit forward, right on a loose ball. Now they're on the attack. Here they go. Big Gully on the strike.
Centre back.
Diho wins his header. Runs behind it. So of course a milestone year for Green Gully Soccer Club, and one of Victoria's most successful and historic clubs, established back in 1955 by Maltese immigrants in Melbourne West. Originally named Ajax Soccer Club, later adopted the name Green Gully. There is challenge there. What we can do for a dead situation. Interesting. See, kind of like here in Shepparton, it's certainly not the first time. Push Carlo. One of the more recent and notable games was the Australian Cup game between New South Wales powerhouse fans eventually taking a 3-1 win. Certainly cool.
Higher, Decky, higher!
Goes the aerial move. Easily roll out for the victory. Probably one of the main reasons which has led to this A-League side, one way to face the Golden Gully sides. Groundbreaking for its time. We're hosting genuine powerhouse of Australian football. Certainly wasn't the locals. Reho on the strike. Inside, checks around.
Yeah.
All out left now with O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Slides it out looking for the ball. Wins the ball for himself. Free kick away of Green Gully. All set forward there. Out muscle.
No, that's just the thing. These boys make everything so easy. Look, when you look at it, it's soccer is easy. But when you play, when you watch it, you have to really good.
Friday night. Next fixture is Monday night duel against 7 Prices Saints. Of course, somewhat of another local connection. The under 23s this season for St. Albans is the boy Nick Murray. Still in trouble. Might be able to translate in the senior squad, but finding the net regularly. Around again of Gully. Player option is his side.
On this one?
Few games played last night for Melbourne. We shot the pack by pressing lines 32. Victoria table, but certainly stuns everyone with that victory. Heidelberg team magic 3-1 while Oakley over them playing 2-1. Contest is really early. Real indication. You see Munzie up top, pull up right. Now. Munzie again, he goes down. Referee thinks about it. Just outside the box. We step inside the line. With the referee's call, it will be a free kick in an extremely dangerous position for the Cavaliers. So again, it looks like it'll be Abdallah to stride over and take that one. Just a word. Skip and Nugent just perhaps offering a few words of advice. So this is one that we worked on the training ground. So the man coming edge of the box, Nancy. Too far away to pick up the layoff for a strike. Abdallah see them pin them in wacky angles like this. See what materials. Abdallah goes in. Very strongly. Follow up by Munzie again. Just over the top. Easily roll out for another victory goal kick.
They're under pressure. If they can, they can pass their way
Watch it again.
Ow! Ow, Daddy! Ow!
When you get red card,
Stop ball.
my leg. I know it. You can get red card. You can get red card. If you do referee, help. What do you mean help? When you tackle someone, what do you do? All red card, yeah? And if you swear at the referee, didn't lift your coach, you see that he can give you a yellow card or red card. And you can get sent off. Ami хорош не. You might
We feel like a slide in the past.
Just easy way towards the needs to be subbed off. We may have an early substitution here in Sheffield. Just waiting to see what's go up and who will be replacing the number 11, Daniel Lazarus.
where is good shows?
Plenty of talent on the bench. Always been exceptionally capable of creating moments of The goal kick, so here we go, back underway here in Shepparton. It's Rastos.
Renee to do a lot of it. Even the phone's been the burn. Straight to the front.
First of all, back to when I was in the army, they wouldn't allow any African players to play their league, you know? But that one, it's really good. Number 9, but because he didn't have the money to play the middleman, he never made it to any A-League team. I bet you, if he would have, he would have paid that money to the middleman, because you know how it works? There's a lot of middlemen. So it's an example. You want to play a good player. Don't care. Money talks. You some player and you want to play A-League. Do A-League. Put you do, you find a middleman, pay, say, $50 grand, and then you fix the contract with, say, one of the A-League sites. That's when, and then once you perform there, that's when you start making money. You become like an actual A-League player. Safe. Now it's relax and keep on. Alloys are better on that. That's why it used to be like it used to be very poor. Yeah. Him?
Give it to me, Bobby.
This one's trickled out of the pop. Hope now. Oh, again, just missed. For victory here. So, sustained pressure here by the Cavaliers. Pushing on into hand, just to go through the call it. Victory's under the clock here. So, make the legs work. Gully again. Here with it, duck on. Again, last swing down.
Oh, that is a
Away, that was a basic chance. That one away, but again goes out to Dulla. Easter's position. Can Victory get on the charge? Ball inside, Rasposky into Wall. Has to be a foul.
Yeah!
Yellow?
I think one yellow card away from the field. If you go on the fence, it shows you how to get on the yellow.
That was a good foul.
You wouldn't get down.
Tatum was there. Tatum was there. Even that French fry. What's that French fry now? French fry. Yeah.
That's a lovely touch. Taking his man for a ride down the wing. He's got Ben on his toes. Benito steals the ball. He deliver, he does. Driven back. Now all. Here he comes. Obani on the left foot. Goes for goal. That's a well deflected.
That extra touch.
Eventually rolls up for a victory throw. So Obani looking to take it.
Yep.
Around the corner. Still with Vicky. Eventually away. Down goes Munzi. Free kick away off Green Gully. He's just starting to touch. Obviously, both sides are getting more vocal as the time ticks by. Out there, I regard right. Yeah. Recycle. That's lost. He's done the Melbourne victory. It's the second time for West United and now Melbourne victory. Obviously has plenty of pedigree there. The second for the Barnes break. That shows eventually another victory for down by Obani.
Every single game, we started really good. And then for the first like 10-15 minutes, missing two, three good chances. That's how the boys used to drop their heads down, and that's it. The game was at the end, losing the game. Well, then also just 2-3 players promised it. And then this orange guy. Yeah. Orange guy. That's it. Huh? Oh, I don't know. He was like, he wasn't a keeper, but this, go in.
Adam, he's not in the midfielder.
I know. I wasn't. No. Oh, why? Key player. Oh! Didn't affect us much. Okay? So the thing is, we brought Noor instead of him. So, even we get we lost one player instead of him. We got a better player. And that guy, right back, Owen, he was very effective. And Ryan was also out wide. Yeah.
Really comfortably claimed the two hands on the jump. Coming. look out for another Green Gully cold water. It's be interesting to see. That's what we've really found the most joy so far in this opening half an hour of football. From the left, off the right. Here he comes. Towards the middle. Flicks. Oh, right. Big boy. So he's bouncing header. Ripped by the right hand upright.
It's missed that way already.
Another victory goal.
Neil. Oh yeah. Very much ANC level. When it comes to the trade car, I don't know if you know it or not. NPL sides take the goal. They beat the LA side. It's the level that they play as well. The only difference is, big part like victory. Sometimes between big sides, say like professional European guy, like you know how they use one when they go here,
In goes the ball.
when that doesn't.
Green Gully's first, and we have a score here in Shepparton as Green Gully Cavaliers go 1 goal to the good against Melbourne Victory. There's an inviting ball from the left hand side. Right drop home. Rising nice was Casper Miller, non-home. The opening is on the outside. And really changes schematics of this game. Here, when he comes, it's really comfortable. It's those corners that this
They made
Green Gully. The goal. Scoreline now reads 1-0 Green Gully. Desirable start to the season. Taken down on the left. Hey! It's a great ball. Here's the top. It's onto the left, drives it across. Shoot.
Long. Mine's not like this. It's good.
So Vizovic finding running part of 9.
See this Iranian kid just played for the city. He's good. He's got a he gave an assist to this Albanian boy. Yeah. What's that? You know that Albanian kid that plays for the city? Young kid? Yeah. There's another Iranian kid. He gave an assist this week. Oh yeah? Hey! What? Saying he should be invited to the national team. Yeah, that's something behind him was saying. Trust me, bro, they can level. You see him, I'm telling you, I swear. See that guy, Daniel Antani, he's never got invited to the national team. Daniel Antani? No, you're right. Yeah. Sure, he did, yeah. Yeah.
Gully again.
One of the best pictures coming
Got that, they got that road straight.
Huh?
Yeah, let's go, Jackie.
Cool. Run. Yeah, enter. Karami. Osman? Osman, he left play. He plays to play save money. Can't make money. He plays in UAE. UAE at the top. Huh? Still under 30. When he was playing for good player. Yep. Deeper.
First half in Sheffield, you see Minatoli being spoken to by the referee. First switch on until we see the boards go up. 15 minute stoppages. Still a few minutes to come, but in the meantime, it'll be for a quarter and 5
You don't see it?
Scrap in the middle. Minatoli with one thing goes again. Lindsay. Creeping up.
You might be picked up now. This was Australia Cup would have been better. Because they had something to lose. If you lose, you're out. this in. And Ramos. I don't think he's meant to come and play. Steps out this
And again, looking at those, how the kids have done first half.
No. Dante Lauren.
Football between Green Gully and Melbourne Victory.
That might be a big car.
Still down. Amazing run from
Huh?
like to stay down. One of the commanders, Victory looks down. Why do you block down at this point in time? Victory's concerned over that one back just before the break.
Kid. Vamos bien, estás abajo. Pídeme igual, pídeme igual.
Probably one of the last phases of this first half play out. Now Victory. Here they come again. Big hair there by there. Trickle out to Tamely. And with that, there's the most first half here. Between Green Gully and Melbourne Victory. The Cavaliers that will take a 1-0 lead going into the sheds. All coming from Casabella. So thanks to all who have joined us in the broadcast for this first half. We'll see you in the second half.
reckon Leo and Damien had a good day? They asked me if you had a good day.
Don't. Tippy. Like we were.
I don't know what even responsibility is.
That they were quite about the same amount of something not But he was quite about Gully.
Yeah, not that. No, they lost. TC brother, like TC and his brother. Steph. They're going to put Tim down centre. Huh? And Fraser. No. Fraser wanted to. Hey? He might be, but the thing is, he wanted to change his team, but I think no one wanted to because he wanted out. South was talking shit. He asked me $100. I'm like, no, even some, but some people talk shit, you know, they just make like, honestly, hey, even some might not be playing, some people play, that could be max.
This was when I said 45 years ago when I was
the one prepared to play the maximum like $600. But the good thing about that, they provide them job is that, you know, they help them with the accommodation, you know, finding easy jobs, you know. No? Yeah. But maybe Kiwi Sons does a little bit better, you know.
That's what we had dinner.
United used to be good. You know what happened? Wait, there's pizza.
All over, yeah. So I go when I went home. I was hungry.
Last night?
Yeah.
I don't know why they're chicken, but didn't they feed you pizza?
Bro, I went home.
Funny was they were talking about value. That was mainly 80. That was you guys.
That was serious, bro.
He's fucked up.
We stopped it.
I reckon that's good, lady. That's it.
The trouble, they don't even come. Wait for the It's come to trade. Said game day.
Monday was definitely.
No, not
Huh?
Yeah, bro. No, obviously. I spoke to the.
You can see the outrage.
I'll be working Saturday all day, and I'll take Sunday off.
Yeah. It works.
We've got like an 8 party.
They use this for sushi. Very 0%.
It's going to be more than. I think I No, this is. Yeah. You watch it? Sunday?
Haven't. When was that? Even Rahman.
Oh,
Alex, tomorrow, Byram Field?
What day did you start?
It started on Saturday.
Welcome back to John McEwen Reserve for the second half of this NPL Victoria game between Green Gully and Melbourne Victory. Of course, Green Gully heading into the second half with a 1-0 lead, the goal coming from Casper Hallam off a corner, and so a couple of changes by Victory. Of course, they'll be looking to restore parity as soon as possible as the ball's headed forward.
You know, that's what some people do.
Danger man coming off the bench, Jack Mihalidis. He'll be looking to create the spark, and lights the fire beneath Victory and pushes them towards a result here in Shepparton. So Green Gully, of course, they've been looking dangerous from corners. They've had 5 or 6 so far in the first half, and it was one off the foot of Josh Hope, finding the head of Casper Hallam, that propelled Green Gully into a 1-0 lead. So another change at the back this time for Victory. Will be Parker Williams making his way onto the field. It was a fairly resolute performance at the back by Melbourne Victory. It was just perhaps a little bit of inexperience that led to that first goal. But still all plenty to play for here in Shepparton. So Gully now lob the ball forward. Again, Hallam just really battling against the centre halves. Hopes picks it up, rolling forward. That one will roll out again. Cleaned up just about at the back by the 26, Luka College. And will eventually roll out for a goal kick to be taken by Daniel Graskowski. Again, we did mention he got a start last week and has carried on his form to pick the ball back up and load it towards the feet of Parker Williams, who will pick the ball up again here at the back for Melbourne Victory. He'll go down the line. It's the run of Minatoli, surging in behind. Eventually had to be cleared with of course, Liam Driscoll, who made an impeccable stop towards the end of the first half. A flicked header that was just tipped onto the bar, now denying Melbourne Victory the equaliser late inside that first half. So Obani, he had a strong first half. He finds Menelo. That was too easy for Kalamanzi. He was wise for it and prods it out for Melbourne Victory throw-in. Menelo asking for it short. Instead, Obani down the line. Minatoli. Easy for Byrne. Gully now can go on the surge, looking for Hallam. Have to work hard to get there, but can't. Eventually rolls out. So Casper Hallam, bit of a quiet achiever for Green Gully. He hasn't had the ball a whole heap towards his feet, but has just been running like a dog in towards those channels. Of course, has been linking up well with the left back Declan Wynn. And he's certainly a decorated player. 16 caps for New Zealand. Spent time in USA and was, of course, on the books of Port Vale last season over in England. So shouts of a hand injury towards Minatoli, who was forced to come off the bench early, as we saw Daniel Nazarevsky go down inside the first 20 or so minutes. So a small break in play here. Of course, if you've just tuned into the second half and wondering why this game is in Shepparton, it's of course an extension of Melbourne Victory's A-League visit to the Goulburn Valley in September last year. It was pre-season friendly, played against local side Goulburn Valley Suns. Of course, as expected, it was Victory to take away the win by route of a 3-0 victory. Goals coming from Bruno Fornaroli with the brace and Jing Reese with just the one, but of course the real winner was football. More than 1,500 fans piling into John McEwen Reserve on the night to watch a spectacle, David versus Goliath. And not the only one that we've had here in Shepparton. Of course, memorable night again 2 years ago here in Shepparton when the Golden Valley Suns hosted Apia Leichhardt of NPL New South Wales. That was certainly a night to remember as Hope picks up the ball on the left-hand side. Still going as Hope. Ball just trickles out as we can see the North Terrace getting extremely vocal, just looking to will their side to push on here in Shepparton. So Victory again, of course, looking to build things out from the back. You expect them being an academy side to really look to tick things over and link up with those short 5-10 yard passes, as they have been doing throughout the midfield, just haven't been able to really link it towards the forward line. Down goes Williams. Foul eventually paid. And Williams again. He goes back to his centre half pairing. Of course, John Radamesis. Here he is again. He's got O'Barney in some real estate. Up ahead of him, Industrious, the fullback. Just chalk on his boots throughout that first half. Menelo. College. Back to Radamesis. Razmolski. Penetrative pass. Flicked on. Giannino with the change of boots. Flicked on by Minatoli. All the way back to Menelo. Skips past the challenge. Well done by the 8. But eventually cleared and picked up now by Abdullah. With some green ahead of him. Ball in. Laid off by Hallam. Back to Abdullah. Now the ball slid out to the left-hand flank. Plenty of shirts in green. Cut back. Josh Hope goes for goal. Just about kept out by the Melbourne Victory custodian, Daniel Graskoski. It was a gilt-edged chance for Gully. Really raiding inside Melbourne Victory's box. You could perhaps ask questions of Hope there. It was not the easiest, but the way they've been going, you'd expect Gully to make it 2-0 there. But nonetheless, Victory pick up the ball. Williams into O'Barney. Flicks it on, shouts of a foul, nothing given, and now Hallam. Menelau. Back to Williams. Off the bench. Got it forward, but Abdullah should pick this one up, and he does. Here he is, Amir Abdullah. A little shimmy, but a little bit too much. Big tackle there by Amanzi. Now Riley Byrne will be forced to go all the way back to Driscoll. Sinks the boot through it. That one's gone very high, come down with snow on it. And wins his header again. Here come Gully. Drive on goal low and just past the post. What a strike from range by the Gully 7. Skoski was left sprawling, flailing a right palm out towards it. Luckily, the ball just flashed past upright and out for another goal kick Victory's way. So again, we can see things starting to heat up. Once again, plenty of bookings in the first half, suggesting that there is no shortage of feeling in this contest. Although it might be neutral territory, it certainly is a battleground here in Shepparton. Radamesis to Menelo, just a shove in the back. Again, backing up the earlier claims as Minatoli streaks forward. Mihalidis, the substitutes, linking up. Long ball over Giannino. That one was teasing. No one really at the back post, and certainly had Liam Driscoll scrambling towards his back post, but again that one falls out, and it'll be Gully's chance just to calm things down again, grab a squirt of water and reset. Gully here. From the goal kick, looking for Abdullah. Instead won by O'Barney. And out for a Green Gully throw. This one will be taken by the right back, Crooks. And we did mention a bit earlier on, I'm not sure if it was picked up, but a local link here in Shepparton with a man on the bench for Green Gully, Gianluca Iannucci. He's got the family here. Of course, grew up about 45 minutes away in a small town of Cobram. He'll be hoping to get on the park and really show the locals what he's all about. Ball flicked in, and that was a chance there. And a big one for Morris Nugent, the Green Gully captain. Not easy on the volley. He made good contact, but just couldn't keep it down. If that would have gone in, well, we're talking about goal of the season contender territory. Instead, another one goes past the post and over. And here come Victory again. Up goes Wynn. And out goes the ball. Right it. Here comes O'Barney. So heavy pressure applied. It's an interesting ball. On his feet, O'Barney goes down, and that one will be given. So Parker Williams been under the cosh for almost minute one from coming on at the halftime break. As College slides it in, that's a handy ball. Minatoli does really well to skirt past a couple of players there in green, slides the ball forward looking for Wall, gets a toe on it, just about kept out by Driscoll, eventually punched away. But now Victory showing that they've got a bit of bite about them. Menelau. Razmowski back to Menelau, gets the ball inside and slid out to Parker Williams. O'Barney. Well, he's been up and down plenty of times, really causing havoc on the channel. It's a bit out of his midfield partner there. Williams again forced to just slide it all back, doesn't really find the feet of Raskowski. Now starting to just scramble a touch. So long ball over. Wynn thinks about nodding it out for a throw-in, but leaves the door open for Ganino to really trudge on, and he does eventually win Victory. Throw-in, Paulin Helidis skirts inside, thinks about the shot, well blocks, and out for the Melbourne Victory throw-in. So here we can see the side in navy blue starting to put the hammer down. Just starting to advance, obviously with a goal down. They really need to conjure up a response sooner rather than later. I'll be hoping that it arrives now. Here's Ganino. College. Steps inside, finds Menelau. Chips one towards O'Barney's head, but that's well defended there. It was the right back Crooks, still on the ball. Abdallah. Of course, the reigning NPL Victoria men's gold medalist. Certainly had his share of moments, but none so far proving decisive. Hallam doing the hard work, and that's a great flick. That certainly got the locals cheering as another ball out wide. Here comes Green Gully. Razmowski doing his defensive duties. That one just ripples the side netting, but again, Gully showing how potent they can be on the counter. It's been the main avenue. Of course, Melbourne Victory with the more methodical, meticulous build-up, as you'd expect from an academy side. But as I say that, ball straight through the middle. Minatoli, great save, Driscoll again. Well, he certainly has been a force in between the Gully sticks so far tonight, as Liam Driscoll. He's been a shout for probably man of the match, as we can see Victory load up for another throw-in here. Of course, Casper Hallam, we saw a bit of brilliance on the wing before. Deployed as a number 9, but really has no shortage of runs down that channel, linking up. So the ball will roll out Mihalidis. Flick back, 1-2 with College. Nothing doing. Regagwe will just launch that one out. Renanesis eventually keeps things going, and College will get things moving again from the middle. College. Ganino. Of course, started the game on the left-hand side, but did swap flanks with Patrick Wall as Victory really looked to get things going. And now Driscoll into the imposing figure of Byrne. He's barely missed a header all night. Crooks this time goes down the line, asking a bit out of hope there. Parker Williams, you'd expect, will keep this one out, but does ever so well to evade the challenge. O'Barney, first time ball, it's good play, but perhaps O'Barney didn't read the 1-2 pass out from Menelau. Of course, highly touted player. Has been a part of Victory's academy for 4 seasons, has Alex Menelau. While he hasn't quite broken into the A-League setup just yet, he certainly is showing signs of being a very promising player. College now strides forward, bit of green ahead of him. O'Barney out left, but instead finds Crooks in the green Gully shirt. Now Abdallah. This is where he wants the ball, Amir Abdullah. And those pink boots of his, can he get it on the left? He does eventually. A couple of men on him, taken down. Ball on the disco floor, and down goes Amani. Wow, that was a strike and a half. Kalamanji, well saved. And now Victory on the charge again. It's becoming a tad end-to-end here in Shepparton. Bit of desperation, perhaps. Still plenty of time for more goals in this contest as we see the ball slid across the back line into the feet of Williams. It goes back to Radamisis. So throughout the first half, we saw Gully get plenty of joy down the left-hand side. This time, it appears to be coming down the right. And as we speak, here comes Obani. Jinx inside. Here he goes. Obani, great save again. Wow, Liam Driscoll, he has been on fire throughout this entire game here in Shepparton. The Green Gully custodian standing tall. That's about his third or fourth save that has really prevented Melbourne Victory from restoring parity. But as we speak, we'll see Victory load up from a corner. Well, that's the avenue to goal that Green Gully took in the first half. Can it be replicated by the Navy Blues? We'll wait and find out as we can see Luca Kolic step over this one on the right foot. Up goes the arm, in goes the ball, low towards the front post, flicked on, headed away by Byrne. Parker Williams looking to get onto it. Now Menelo thinks about the volley, reloads, gets it back. Oh, another stab at it. Now, chance to counter. It's really Abdullah on his own. Can he hold it up? He's still going, but great recovering tackle there by Patrick Wall. Up for a Gully throw. So still plenty of time left, as we mentioned, in this game. A couple of substitutes already made, mainly for the side in navy blue. Got the likes of the Hoey boys on the bench. Certainly showed promise over the past couple of seasons. I believe one of them, it might have been Jordan, made the trip up to Shepparton 6 months ago, featuring the A-League sides friendly against the GV Suns. The ball's flicked in, had to be dealt with by Williams. Bouncing around, out to the skipper. Still going, and down goes College. And foul paid by the referee. It'll be interesting to see if Green Gully will go to the bench. They've certainly got no shortage of attacking flair. But with a 1-0 lead intact, I'd assume any changes they'll be making will be to shore that up. Although when you've got guys like Scott Lockhead and Gianluca Iannucci on the bench, never say never. So Crooks really doing well to shield out his man. Driscoll really just no urgency about him, as you'd expect with the Cavaliers currently leading 1-0. So perhaps one man we haven't seen a whole lot of after coming off the bench at the break, Jack Mialidis. He's been a threat. But so far it's been Minatoli who's been looking at most likely to score for Victory. He's certainly been dangerous with those runs in behind. Of course, we mentioned Victory's approach, looking to pop the ball around through the midfield. But it's almost been the long ball option that's really seemed most effective for Victory as the ball's flicked on ahead. Had to be dealt with by Byrne and is. Williams again. Ganino. Goes for a little dance inside. Chips it. Up goes Wall. It's still there. And thankfully, from a Green Gully perspective, Kalamanzi was on hand to just leather that one towards the halfway line. Hallam still just ratting around. And Wynn gets the touch round. Here he goes, striding forward. Declan Wynn thinks about the early ball. Does towards the post and cleaned up well by Daniel Graskowski. Well, when called upon, he has been oh so alert. Not much he could have done about the goal, but a nice little bit of spin work there by Menelo. Ball still kept in. So a bit of a chaotic passage of play as the ball finds Amir Abdullah. He's dragged down, and that's a clear foul. So a rise from the crowd as down goes Abdullah. And another chance for Green Gully to get things going. They've looked dangerous from the set piece, but we will just have a slight break in play. So we just spoke about him, but Scott Lockhead, he looks to be making his way onto the field. So yes, of course, Lockhead, Rangers and Celtic youth product. Plenty of pedigree. Started the Cavaliers' last league match, but starting tonight on the bench. Now he'll be looking to come on and really reinforce his status as one of the Cavaliers' key players here. So Victory setting up a high line just on the edge of the 18-yard box as Amir Abdallah takes a couple of paces back. Loads one in towards the back post. It's a good ball, really inviting there. Unable to latch onto it was, I believe, Byrne. In fact, it might have been Regagwe, but another substitution. This time it'll be the way of Melbourne Victory. As we can see, Jordan Hoey, and we just spoke about, he's coming on for Austin Ganino, who's had a respectable shift down the right-hand flank. So here comes Victory. Radamisis out from the back. Williams. He'll go out to the right and get it back. Just creeping forward. Gully looking to win it, and they do here. Amanzi. He's got a man out wide in the goal scorer, Hallam. Does he use him? Instead goes himself, goes low, and it's a great save. Chaos in the box and eventually cleared out well. That was a save that absolutely had to be made. It was the follow-up, though, that looked ever so threatening, prodded away. And Green Gully just knocking on the door. Wow, sinking the boot into it. You could almost say that was a great chance. Really well worked there. Kalamanzi with the strong tackle to win the ball deep inside Victory half and just stormed through on goal. Had a pop. A low right flailing hand by Graskowski to keep that one out. Now another corner.
Even this kid, they both done all right.
Here comes Gully. Hope on the corner. It's a good area. All the way out to Abdallah. Just about keeps it on the deck and whips it right back in. Graskowski this time is well alert to it and he'll punch it forward. It's Minatoli on the run. Can he win it? He certainly can, but again, Amanzi doing the dirty work. Wins the ball back. Regagwe. He's got to switch on. Instead, decides to just drop it off into the path of Josh Hope. He'll stride down the left-hand flank. Still got it, does Josh Hope, striding forward. Thinks about the shot, does, but it's only as far as Lockhead now. His first involvement. Lofted up towards Hallam. Goes high and over. And free kick paid the way of Victory. Well, anything could have happened there. It was Abdallah who was looking to sneak around and mop up the scraps, but instead that one will go the way of Victory with Williams to collect. Obani slides it down the line. Bit of shielding work to do for Wall and does so well. Here comes Patrick Wall. Crooks for company and just about knocked out by Regagwe. So again, this contest is certainly heating up. End-to-end stuff here as we saw Green Gully almost make it 2-0. And then great little roll around. Spun his man, did Patrick Wall. He's put in a good shift, but we'll be looking to add his name to the score sheet as Victory continue to surge forward and look for an equaliser here in Shepparton. College. Radamisis.
Tell Carl same thing.
So Obani has really been tied down in the second half. Probably had more free time to roam during the first, but Crooks has really cottoned on to his up and down play. As we see Gully again. Look to step forward. Now Abdallah just sees that one skip off the surface and past his boot. Well, that's a rare blunder from the number 24. He's had a sparkling game so far. Now Parker Williams again. Since coming on, he's been heavily involved, as has Graskowski. Had a number of notable saves just to keep the score remaining at 1-0. As we can see, Hoey, he gets his first real involvement. Goes to Menelo. He's been good. And again, Hallam. She's got an engine on him. Does the number 17, the goal scorer. He really doesn't mind just having to rat around. And now Radamesis. Razmowski, well, we saw him start the game in a defensive midfield post. He's been slid into the right back position with Raymond Deho coming off at half time. Menelo keeps things ticking. And Radamesis will go to Razmowski. Out of his feet into Hoey. Dangerous is the nippy winger. Lovely touch inside, but just out-muscled there by Lockhead. That's all the experience showing right there as Hallam looks to latch onto this long ball. Out comes Graskowski, clears well. That one skids off the surface. Byrne with a high and hopeful header. And now, here come Victory. Ball on for Wall. Opts for it. Can he get the touch around the keeper? He can. Patrick Wall goes for goal. What a goal it would be off the crossbar. What a moment there for Victory. Danger not averted. Here is Mihalidis. Goes into Hoey. Here he goes. Drives it low across the box. And just a slip at the vital moment allows Green Gully to clear. But what a chance that was. Well, Wall, we saw him involved in an earlier passage. Ran down, just nipped the ball around goalkeeper Liam Driscoll. And that one was so unfortunate just to blast off the crossbar. And down goes the Green Gully man. And this time we'll see the medic called for. So we'll go to a slight break in play here. And of course coming up for both these sides, Green Gully, their next league fixture. They're taking on the 4th ranked Heidelberg at the Olympic Village on Friday night, while Victory's next game is a Monday night duel against 7th placed St Albans. It's not the only game on Gully's radar. Of course, they are gearing up for a clash against State League 1 side Keilor Park in the Australia Cup. So, of course, a club of their stature in their 70th year. They'll be hoping to go for a notable cup run. And so, looks like we'll be resuming play in a short minute. It'll be resumed on the left-hand side. Throw in for Victory to be taken by Tobena Obani. And again, Victory, while still 1 goal down, they've certainly looked threatening in the last 5 or so minutes. That latest chance by Patrick Wall, cannoning off the crossbar and away. Just showing signs that this game is far from over. So, there's the skipper, Morris Nugent, just gingerly walks his way to the sideline. We will get play resumed here on the broadcast side. Alex Menelu. Radamesis. Hoey. Good footwork there by College. Still on the ball is Victory through the midfield, sliding from right to left here. Parker Williams steps in. A couple of men in front of him, uses one in Obani. Goes for a run down the side. Well won there by Crooks. That's a vintage challenge from the right back. Now, well, Abdullah, he spins in a phone box and keeps things going. Radamesis now. So you can see Victory really starting to set up in more of a low block, just pressing when needed and looking for that ball into the ever-industrious Hallam. He's just really sitting on the toes of the Victory centre halves. Hoey now. He's only been on the pitch about 5 or so minutes, but had an earlier involvement in a good gilt-edged chance for Victory as Williams just rolls the ball out of his feet. Victory here, just happy to slide the ball in and around their own half and look to penetrate when it's on, as it might be here. Hoey, rapid, rips his way around the back. Here's a chance for Victory. on the right-hand side. Hoey, deflected, ball in, Minatoli, and it's in! Tommaso Minatoli, off the bench in the first half, up and about now. Wow, we were just speaking about the clever, incisive wing play that is capable by Hoey, and he chipped one in, of course took a deflection on its way in, but Tommaso Minatoli was lurking, as all good number 9s are, popped up at the back post and nods home, so that just cracks things up a touch here in Shepparton. 1-1, Melbourne Victory find their way into the clash, as we can see the flares going off on the North Terrace. It'll be interesting to see what happens now, as Green Gully, well, they were setting up, now they're going to have to really go for it. You'd have to assume neither of these two sides would be very pleased with a point out of this fixture, having travelled 2 hours up the Hume Highway just to get to Shepparton. But here comes Green Gully with hope, slid in Abdallah, and it goes for goal off the line. Hallam, and in! Wow! All game he's been lurking, but like a thief in the night, Casper Hallam runs through, latches onto the rebounds and gobbles up for the scraps. And just as quickly as Melbourne Victory restored parity, Green Gully have retained the lead. That man again, Casper Hallam at the double. And that has really quietened down the North Terrace here in Shepparton, as Casper Hallam makes it 2-1. Game on once again. Well, it's that age-old adage, you're at your most vulnerable when you've just scored, and that was oh so true in that instance. Green Gully streaking forward. It was initially created by Josh Hope, who's been touch above all game, really making things tick throughout that attacking midfield position. And again, it could have been either Abdallah or Hallam to prod things home, but it was the former. And here we go again. Radamisis. Razmovsky. College. He's dropped in deeper. Just picking the ball up off the centre halves. Knocking things around as Williams, he gets the call from Obani to go long down the channel, but it's headed away. Down goes 23 Kalamanzi, and another foul. So at the moment, it really seems like the momentum has swung back and forth like a pendulum, but as it stands, Green Gully, they've certainly got the ascendancy in more ways than one. So with Amanzi down, could we see the injection of a local talent in Cobram's Gianluca Iannucci? You can see the Gully substitutes just warming up on the far side, out by the North Terrace. Fairly brave. So you can see Amanzi just stretching on this broadcast side. He's been handy, mainly doing his defensive duties, just picking the ball up, putting in some really concrete challenges that have led to breakaways for Gully. But now, as Victory have gone back a goal down, they're really going to have to pull something out here. Crooks down the line into Hallam. He's still battling as Hallam. Still on the ground and still has the ball. And down he goes. Contentious call by the referee. It will be paid the way of Melbourne Victory. He says none of that. No nonsense, as Amanzi is waved back onto the field. So Radamisis into Menalu. He's the conductor throughout the Victory engine room. And a great ball down the line. Here's Wall. Fashioned that earlier chance off the crossbar. He's got a runner down the line in Obani, but again, Amanzi and Byrne working together, and now a break on. Here comes Josh Hope. Abdallah wide, he's making the run, but perhaps strays just offside, as Josh Hope will just stand things up here for the Cavaliers. Twist, turns, and goes for a little dance down the line. Big tackle there by Menalu, and again by Hope. That's good quality football, always up. and eventually that'll roll out for a victory throw. So plenty of passion and feeling just injected into this contest so far. You can see it's getting vocal on and off the field. Now Obani goes down the line. Abdullah, little touch in. Hope, Amanzi now into the feet of the skipper. He goes down. And Minatoli. Minatoli, he was the hero, but only for about 60 or so seconds. Down again is the skipper. Well, Maurice Nugent, he's been down a couple of times. You'd have to think at this point in time it's maybe not tactical. And Gully may have to think about another substitution here. And here we go. So we did mention it. Read the tea leaves and off goes the bib of Gianluca Iannucci. So he's got his family in the stands here, making the 45-minute journey over from Cobram to see the young star suit up for Green Gully against his former club. Of course, Iannucci started out at Melbourne City's Academy and then was given a chance by Melbourne Victory. Afterwards, he actually scored for Victory against Beijing Guan in the Asian Champions League back in 2020, but although his A-League career certainly didn't take off, he's been crushing it in the NPL Victoria scene for quite some time now. And so Regagwe just been given some instructions as Victory make a couple of substitutions of their own. So it's double trouble here, as it looks like we can see Jesse Hoey joining his brother Jordan on the bench. Off the bench, should I say. As we can see a slew of substitutes make way. Of course, game at a tempest at the moment. You can see the winds swirling. And Minatoli does eventually win a throw in for his side. This time it'll be taken by Razmowski. Down the line he goes. And again, really well won by Manzi. This time, Iannucci, first touch. Gets his foot on the pill. And gives it away there. Dangerous possession. Here comes Wall. Ball across. Minatoli, can he do it again? Last ditch tackle and Iannucci again. Wow, that was a bit naughty there. You can see Crooks just voicing his just please. And that's a red card. Wow. From a Melbourne Victory perspective, that is absolute murder. Again, it looks to be Mihalides pleading his case. It's just going off inside the penalty area there. Down goes Driscoll. He looks to be in some discomfort, so it's unfortunate for Melbourne Victory. Just a really interesting turn of events, as we can see Hope going at it with Parker Williams still carrying on. We don't like to see it. Things just need to be calmed down a bit. You can see the North Terrace up in arms. So just the one red card. We're waiting to see if any more bookings are to be handed out. But after all of that, it's going to have to be Mihalides, by the looks of it, making his way off the park. A yellow card. One to Williams, perhaps one to Iannucci, we're not sure, but it was Iannucci who gave the ball away that manufactured that chance, but he did oh so well to track back and make that last-ditch challenge to put Victory off course and escape them from scoring a leveller. So still plenty going on, plenty of vocals from the North Terrace. And after all of that, we're just waiting to see what happens. In fact, it might be Minatoli. Sorry, we've made a blunder there. It seems to be Minatoli who's been sent off the pitch, the goal scorer. So, after all of that commotion, we will get restarted here. Green Gully. Pump the ball long. Williams wins his header. Amanzi does well. Here comes Hope. Lockhead into Amanzi. Back to Hope. Now Hallam. Again, plying his trade down the channel. Well cut out there by Abani. So perhaps an unsung hero throughout the afternoon for Green Gully. Matthew Crooks, the right back, has barely placed a foot wrong all evening, as has Amanzi. As the ball goes into Crooks, does well. Thinks about the return ball, gets it. Crooks low into Abdallah. Now Gianluca Anucci loses the ball, and that one is prodded forward. Taken down well by Wall. Great hold-up play, and now Mihalidis. He gets on the stride. Surging ball in, just unable to be taken down there by Hoey, as Obani just spins on it and will lay that one off into the feet of Parker Williams. Diagonal on, but that's straight into Yanucci's chest. Now they're on the stride. Can Green Gully make it 3 here? Abdullah, he's one-on-one here onto the left. Abdallah just couldn't get his angles right. Well, that was a gilt-edged chance. Yanucci picked up the ball and drove into space, threaded the ball out onto the right-hand side, and for a player of Abdullah's calibre, you'd expect that one to be rippling the net. Unfortunately for Gully, the scores do remain at 2-1. Ball forward looking for Hoey, but Declan Wynn, another one of the unsung heroes for Gully. Fullback brigade have been playing excellently. Wynn into Lockhead. Still there for Gully as Wynn goes down the line. Whereas Movsky will just sink the right boot through it and out for a Green Gully throw. And so we did touch on a few of the games that were played last night. Of course, we'll just revisit that now. Port Melbourne, they shocked the pack by beating Preston Lions 3-2. Heidelberg, with an expected win over Altona Magic 3-1, and Oakley Cannons, well, they had the wood over Danny Thunder 3-1. So you can see Hallam go forward, goes down, nothing given. Victory to resume. Graskowski rolls it out wide. And of course the afternoon fixture played just beforehand. Hume City taking on Avondale. It was the latter to emerge with a 2-0 win. Goals coming from Manny Aguek and Stefan Zinni. Lockhead. Now Abdallah. Spins on it. Has options left and right. And goes left all the way out to Yanucci. Little drag back. Rolls it into Wynn. Cutbacks on. It is. Inviting Adamesis. Just rips that one out. And again, although Green Gully hold the lead, they're certainly not content with resting on the laurels. Hope, he'll just cushion it into the corner. He's got plenty of Navy shirts around him. Digs one out, but that one won't be troubling Daniel Graskowski as he rolls over and picks up the ball. So time just starting to tick by. Victory really have to start cranking it up a few gears if they are to get anything out of this game. As we can see a more direct approach. Wall looking to assume a more forward position. Liam Driscoll will just look to run the clock down and eventually picks up the ball. Rigagwe steps forward, drives it in, layoff ball. It's good by Yanucci into Wynn. And Hope, well, he is onside and he's got runners. Hope still going. Hope on goal and just drives it wide. So again, we'll hope that one didn't get picked up on the mic. Apologies if that did come through. But after all of that, it'll be another Melbourne victory goal kick. Here we go on the restart. Obani drives it in, flicked off the head of Wall, but no one's there to meet it. Hoey was perhaps too wide to really latch on and link up, but now Amanzi gets the head on it. Adamesis Menelo, Williams. Again, we can see that low block adopted midway through the half by Gully, just being reassumed here. Oh, a bit of jinky-majinky there by Obani, and a teasing ball into the back post. Hoey will be there to meet it. Keeps the ball in, does the young number 14. Onto the left, all the way back to Razmovsky, now Menelo. Ball in, post down goes Obani. That was a soft one, nothing really in it. And now again, Driscoll will probably be in no urgent rush to run over and pick the ball up, as we can still see the North Terrace up and about. They'll be hoping for yet another equaliser. So, as you can just see, 8 minutes of stoppage time to be added into this fixture. Just a creeping sensation that this game might have another twist in it yet. As we can see, Gully on the ball, dispossessed. Big tackle there by Lockhead, but only as far as Williams. Steps forward. Parker Williams, ball out to the right. Mihalides. Now Hoey, what can he produce? Little step over, just about loses his footing. Keeps the ball though. Hoey goes for the back post, but needs better delivery there from the 14. And again, same result. And so, well, things do seem to have calmed down a touch. Only 10 or 15 minutes ago, it seemed to be at a fever pitch. Bit of a bust-up that, if you've just joined us late, it was Tommaso Minatoli, the victory goal scorer, to be ejected from the contest, a straight red card. So Byrne will just blast that one up. Lovely flick there by Yanucci, but header won by Radamisis again. Yanucci spins it around the corner looking for Hallam. He has a brace. Still going Casper Hallam. Radamisis for company, but keeps the ball well. Does the 17, spins around him, still going. Hallam does ever so well to win Green Gully a corner, with only about 6 or so minutes left to play in this contest here in Shepparton. And so, somewhat surprisingly, yes, we saw Regagwe stride his way forward, but he got the call to come back. Really, no need to rush it here by Gully. They do hold the 2-1 advantage. And as we head towards junk time, it's going to be interesting to see what transpires here in Shepparton. So Yanucci just gets it short and starts shielding in the corner. Still on the ball is Yanucci. Lockhead, lovely incisive ball. Hope's got it now, dribbles it back. Oh, and just scuffed. The precise moment there by Abdallah. Well, he's had a couple of chances here at John McEwen tonight. You'd expect at least one of them to find the back of the net, but if Green Gully are to emerge with the 3 points, I'm sure he won't mind. Williams digs one out long looking for Hoey, but Declan wins on hand to punch that forward to Yanucci. Good feet there, but dispossessed in the end. Now Hoey looking towards his brother. That one rolls all the way out. So Declan Wynn just getting a hurry up from the linesman. So we can see a throw in down the line off the head of Hallam. There's barely been a header. He hasn't won, despite being fairly diminutive in stature. Kraskowski. Radamisis, he's got Obani all the way out on the broadcast side. Will eventually be used. That's a teasing ball, but Crooks again, as he's done all night, just pinches that one out for a throw. Now you can see just that urgency seeking, well, for Melbourne victory. They're really looking to put the foot down here, ball into wall. Still battling. Now Hoey with a strike on goal and just over. Wow, you have to wonder, was that the chance? It was Hoey, fed through by Wall. Perhaps just didn't get the favourable bounce as that one flashed high and handsome over the bar, over the top of Liam Driscoll. He was happy just to scurry over and pick up the ball again. He certainly won't be in any rush to get things restarted, as he'll just sit and leave that one for Burn to launch. Up he goes. It's out towards this right-hand side. Up goes Williams. Wins his header. Radomisis. Push in the back. Still played on. That one's going really nowhere from Amanzi. Menelau now. Shields well. Again, no-nonsense stuff at the back here by Green Gully. Bit of head tennis. Hoey. Now, can Victory produce one last surge? Here comes Wall down the left. Goes in low. Perhaps had an idea about what he was going to do there. Didn't really look to dink it inside the 6-yard box. Was instead perhaps playing for the corner. And that's exactly what's happened. So Melbourne Victory here. It's going to be Jesse Hoey, the 23, to thread this one in. All man forward. Goalkeeper on the halfway line. As Victory go in search of a leveler, late in this contest. Hoey, front post, gets it back. He'll have a second bite of the cherry here. Goes in. That's a better ball. Punched away strongly by Driscoll, and eventually headed away by Amanzi. So, well, Hoey's initial ball in was probably leaving plenty to be desired. The second ball was a lot better. And now Victory again back on the charge. Razmowski. He'll have the long throw. Pops it in. Hoey. And again. Just pinballing in and around outside the 18-yard box. And as expected, Lockhead will sink the boot in. Crooks. Backwards header. Will have a bit to do there. Gets a push in the back, and that again is perhaps just a bit of inexperience there. Menelau. Oh, Crooks just invited him into that one. Now again, Gully has the chance to just soak up a few more precious minutes. There really isn't many left. So Burn gets a shout from the ref as he punches it high up towards Yanucci. Header one. Once, twice, but the ball spins Abdullah's way for Gully. Amanzi now. Here comes Crooks. Will he decide to just stay in the corner? No, does brilliantly. Here's Abdullah, chance to shoot now. He goes again. And like many of his shots throughout this game, they've just been a couple of yards high or wide. That one was an ever-troubling Daniel Graskowski, but really Victory has only one or two surges left in this match. Ball goes high. Burn wins his header. Hallam does well. Abdullah now. Here goes Hallam. Can he make it a hat-trick? Through on goal. Casper Hallam. Great tackle. And again, Abdullah still on the ball. Victory. Danger. Yanucci goes right. And again deflected. So, again, although Gully's in the lead, he's certainly not tapping on the brakes with only a couple of minutes left in this one. In fact, we might be into the final phases here in Shepparton. Lockhead goes round the houses. Still on the ball is Scott Lockhead. Finds Hope. Now win. Oh, that's pinched away. Potential foul, and with the trill of the referee's whistle, that brings to a close the game here in Shepparton this afternoon. It's Green Gully. They take the 2-1 win over Melbourne Victory. Goals coming from a double from that man Casper Hallam. He was certainly at the races today, and although it was a valiant performance by Tommaso Minutoli, who did find the back of the net for Victory, it was ultimately in vain, as it'll be the Cavaliers to track back down the Hume Highway with 3 points on the board. Thanks to all that have joined us on the broadcast tonight. We'll catch you next time.